What if I told you that a simple Yin Yoga class can completely rewire your brain and nervous system? See, unlike a Vinyasa or a flow type of class, which is very much designed to target anatomy, and by anatomy I mean like the superficial parts of our body, muscles, and perhaps deeper, your joints. But Yin Yoga, with its long holds and emphasis on breathing, targets more our physiology, the way our heart beats, the way our nervous system responds, and the way our brain functions. All of this sees a dramatic shift when we do Yin Yoga. If we could hook up some fancy machine and measure our brain waves before and after Yin Yoga, you'd be completely amazed and you'd be left baffled. You wouldn't believe that they respond to the same brain. Sorry, they correspond to the same brain. Yin Yoga is that powerful. You would say that it needs to be free on the NHS. And the reason so many people struggle with Yin Yoga, because they believe it's a form of yoga, it should be about movement and sweat and calorie burning, when in fact Yin Yoga is the total opposite. In many respects, Yin Yoga is actually harder than regular yoga, because in regular yoga, you can flow and move and kind of gradually dance from one pose to the next. But in Yin Yoga, if you're holding a pose for 5 minutes, you're left alone with your nemesis for the entire 5 minutes. And in many ways, you have to face or confront your demons and fears. In that respect alone, it is one of the purest forms of yoga. If we put the philosophy to one side and come back to the physiology, when you hold the Yin Yoga poses for long durations, you're forced to really think and connect deeply with the way you breathe. And by breathing slowly and consciously and feeling your lungs fill up and creating that feeling that your belly fills up, what you're doing is you're strengthening that connection between the brain and that primary breathing muscle, your diaphragm. And that connection from the brain to your primary breathing muscle is called the phrenic nerve. And what you're doing is you're strengthening that connection. I mean, just need to think about that for a moment. By consciously breathing slowly and by feeling your belly expand, what you're doing is you're strengthening the connection between the brain and the primary breathing muscle. And considering an absence of oxygen is death, what you're doing is you're exercising your ability to stay alive, to stay as you are. So the next time you're doing Yin Yoga, don't think about your muscles, just trust the process. Focus on your breathing and trust that what you're doing is you're healing parts of your body that you don't even know you had, but without, you wouldn't be who you are.